up guys? I'm here with the Blackboard training device. For those of you who haven't seen this in a while or maybe don't know what this is, the Blackboard is my absolute go-to training tool for all things foot function, foot rehab, foot health. So what we have this set up for today is plantar fasciitis specific training. The setup we have right now is for mobilization of the plantar specific tissue. So we have the medial beam here raised up, and then the heel platform is centered to allow pivot. So this is set up for the left foot. I'm going to kind of show you guys how this is going to work. So we're just going to stand on this, and what we're going to focus on here is mobilization of this plantar tissue. So what we're working here is trying to just rock the foot, keeping contact with the front part of the foot and the ball of the foot, and allowing the dropping and rotating of the heel going down to help put a torsion and stretch through that plantar tissue. So the plantar tissue connects to the base of the calcaneus and comes up to the toes. So by getting this tilt and rotation, that kind of puts that rotating stretch through that tissue. We're going to do this for anywhere between 20 to 30 seconds upwards to about a minute, depending on how much force you put on this. We try to keep even weight throughout the foot as we do this and try to get as clean of a movement as possible through. When I do this, cues I tell people is I want you to actively press through the medial part of the heel and actively lift the lateral side of the heel to really maximize that rotation, that tilting back and forth. So from here, we will switch sides. So all we're going to do is switch our beam to the other side, and then we'll turn this a little bit more sideways now so y'all can see it. And we're just going to allow this to rock back and forth. Now on this side, I'm very limited in my ability to mobilize this tissue, so I'm going to take my time here. And I'm trying to keep even weight throughout the foot as much as I can. I'm actively driving the medial side of the heel down, actively lifting the lateral side of the heel or calcaneus up, and I'm trying to stay in relatively good control as I go back and forth. You can drop a little bit more weight into this medial side and really try to collapse the arch here, and that can help get a better stretch through that arch. For people with high arches, or maybe people with flat foot, this can be oddly difficult sometimes. So take your time with it, feel the movement out, and try to put your brain in your foot and try to really connect to what's going on here. So ideally you're doing this for about 20, 30 seconds up to a minute, depending on how experienced you are with this. I do this quite often, so I can do this a little bit longer than most. If you have one of these or consider getting one of these Blackboard devices, know that in the beginning, less is more. You can give yourself extreme foot fatigue if you're not careful. So now that we've mobilized and prepped the plantar tissue, now we're going to set this up to train it and work more towards strengthening. So we're going to take our middle beam, line it up right through the middle, and then we're going to take our little heel support beams here, and we're going to put them on the sides of the heel. So now our heel is going to be stationary, and the midfoot platform is going to be able to articulate, and the heel will not. So what this is going to allow us to do is I can stand on this one foot fully balanced, and now my foot is going to have to work to support and stabilize this as much as it can. So all I'm going to do is try to lift up my other foot, and we're just going to attempt to hold steady as much as we can. This is easier said than done. The more weight we typically have towards the front of the foot, the more difficult this tends to be. the more weight you have towards the heel, sometimes the easier it can be, but as I shift my weight back, you can see I get more wobbly. As I shift forward, I'm slightly more stable, but if I lose it, I really lose it. So there's a sweet spot in the middle where you're gonna really get the most out of this. Even weight distribution is the goal. We're gonna stay here for anywhere between 20 seconds and a minute, trying to stay as controlled as possible. And once we start to feel that fatigue set in throughout the foot, throughout the lower ankle and the lower leg, we're going to switch. And then we just go to the other side. Try to get a little bit of toe splay here, activate those toes, open them up, get all those little muscles to start working. And then we attempt to balance again. Trying to put as much control into this as possible. Trying to actively use the tissues in the foot as much as we can. Really trying to put our mind in the foot and own this setup as much as we can. In the beginning, when you're doing this, less is more. You might want to keep your back foot down so you can stay really supported. Maybe just lightly tap it up and down. Sometimes holding onto a chair or something or a wall is a good way to give yourself some support from up high. And remember, even weight distribution from front to back as much as you can. As you get experienced with this, you can work on being fully balanced and actively drop it to the left or laterally and actively tilt medially. And you're trying to own this as reps, going back and forth. And when we do this, we're training just about everything in the foot, and we're really, really challenging this musculature. But ideally here, the baseline is find your balance and learn how to stabilize, which, as you can tell, I'm not very great on this left leg. It's a fun challenge, it's a fun tool. Blackboard is based out of Germany. I absolutely love these guys. Lars and Gregor are the founders and creators of this phenomenal product. If you're interested in one of these, please comment, direct message me, shoot me an email, and I will tell you how to get set up with your very own Blackboard. Cool thing is, it folds, everything fits into this little bag. You can take it wherever you want. And I love this. As a runner, it's phenomenal. If you have ankle or knee pain that occurs regularly, you must have one of these. If you're a physiotherapist of any kind, you gotta get one of these. Even trainers who specialize in the corrective niche, this is bulletproof, guys. You must consider getting one of these. I love them, they're phenomenal. It's completely changed my lower body health, honestly. My feet are stronger, my gait is stronger, I handle impact better. It's tremendous. So if you have any questions, let me know. Blackboard's where it's at. The root of human performance is their saying, and it's true. The feet are the roots, guys. Make them strong, make them awesome. Blackboard's where it's at.